As breastfeeding mothers, we often ask the same question: how do I make more milk? And then we find ourselves turning to one another on social media sites, Facebook groups, breastfeeding groups, friends and family, and everyone's asking the same thing: what did you take? How much water are you drinking? What did you do to up your supply? What is the magic answer? So before you start taking some weird pills and spending a ton of money that you may not need to, let's get to the potential root of the issue, which is your flange size. That could very well be the ultimate problem. So here, I'm going to show you 3 ways to check for your proper flange fit. So your first step, which I have nothing here to show you because it's all on the internet, it's all in pictures. It could be a visual aid. So on my grid, there is an image with too big, too small, just right. If you Google it, you're gonna find a bunch of pictures, a bunch of different visual guides on Medela, Spectra. I'm sure you'll find it somewhere. So you can do a visual check. Second, which is the free option, is you can go to my bio, go down my link tree to Printable metric ruler, and you'll find this. This is the May Mom metric ruler cutout. So we cut out here, we've got our directions here, and then just a quick visual. So once you cut it out and you follow the directions, cut everything around the red lines, you're gonna get this little slider. So what I did is I cut like I was supposed to, and then the back, I rolled up the tabs as it's instructed, and then I taped it. So it's actually just one piece now. So it's not gonna fall apart when I measure. So here it is, it's just a metric slide rule. Okay, that's our our second option. And our third option, which can cost you a few dollars, is a metric diameter rule. So this is the first one I bought, and this is on my Amazon store. So this is just a regular metric rule. Or if you like the legendary products, if you spend $75 or more, you get a free gift, and that can be, if you choose, their metric rule. And just side note, this is not a sponsored video. This is not an endorsement of any sort. This is just a possibility. If you're shopping with Legendary Milk, this is an option. If you spend enough money, you get the free gift. So I just want you to know that this is there for your use if you choose to shop with them. So here is our third option, our metric rule. So let's start with the slide. So I'm not bold enough to pull my own boob out, so I've got my third here. And what I'm gonna do is slide it over, go to the base of my nipple, and I'm not looking to make any kind of pressure here. I'm not trying to sandwich my nipple so it's uncomfortable. Just gently measure the base of your nipple. And here I know, because I've measured it already, it's 17 millimeters. So this nipple is 17 millimeters before any nursing or any pumping. So I am now gonna add 2 to 3 millimeters to this nipple diameter to gauge in my closest fit for my flange. And in this case, it would be a 19 millimeter flange. And now with the metric, and this one's not going to cover my face, so I'll go with the smaller. And I'm gonna start with a couple of them. We're gonna start with 16. So as I try to put the nipple into the 16, I'm getting caught. So I want to be able to put the metric base, this metric ruler, all the way to the base of the nipple. So if I can't do that, then I know I'm too small. If I go to the 18, I've got all that wiggle room. But now if I go to the 17, it slides right on and goes right to the base with minimal wiggle room. And remember, this is yarn, so I'm gonna have a little bit there. But you don't want to sandwich your nipple, you don't want to force it on, and you don't want too much room either. You want to get the closest fit at the base of your nipple. And again, this one reads 17 millimeters. So again, we're at 19 millimeter flange for this boob. One thing that I do want to say is that you're going to read, because I've seen it myself, that people will suggest pump or nurse and then measure your nipple for your closest flange size. I don't agree with that, and I only say that because of my own experiences and because I've had a few conversations here on Be My Breast Friend with other moms that have also experienced the same issue. So I feel it's good advice. Measure before you pump or you nurse, because when the baby suckles or the pump suctions, you are influencing the size of your nipple. I have elastic tissue. If I measured after I pumped, and here I am just guessing, okay, maybe a 28 millimeter might fit me. I don't know. So I put a 28 millimeter on, I pump, my nipple blows up the size of a plum, and then I measure and I'm like, holy cow, I need a special flange because my nipple's huge. They don't even make my size. I don't want that influence from the baby suckle or the pump on my nipple. I want it just right out of the bra and just at its original state, if you will, right? The original size, no influence at all. So measure before you pump or you nurse. When you get that right size, when you gauge in what the actual millimeters are, add 2 to 3 millimeters to that number to get your final number, and then gauge in your flange from there.